polymerase. Okay, so DNA polymerase cannot work. Okay, so effective DNA replication stops. Yes, what do you wanted to say?
This one is entering between two strands.
Yeah.
How does it enter the two? Because your RNA DNA is always binded together.
Yeah, but that's cool.
Well, what is the type of linkage between two strands? Is it covalent or non-covalent? So depending on the preferential binding, okay, you can a molecule can disrupt the hydrogen bonding and sits in there. Okay. So what are the microtubule functions? The microtubule functions. Yes, please. The microtubules you can see here are the functions given: the mitotic spindle, the molecular transport inside the cell, the cytoskeleton, etc., etc. Okay, these are the functions of microtubules. And what is the dynamic how it moves along it? It's actually a dynamic instability. It's a phenomenon. Okay, and do you remember? Well, someone who remembers or has read, in the old days when the steam engine was manufactured or synthesized, developed for the first time, the railway line didn't exist. Okay, so how the railway that engine moved along the track? Pretty intelligent. So the non-existing rail track, okay, a part of the iron-clad rail track was synthesized, okay, and the engine moved along it, okay. Once it moved to the next part, the first part was removed and put in front, okay, and then it moved for the experimental purpose. Similarly, that was the dynamic instability. Okay? So the dynamic instability microtubules means the microtubules, something attached to it, moves along the microtubule because it shrinks at one end and elongates at the other end. Okay? You can see this is the area which is newly synthesized, and this is the older synthesized area. Okay? Okay? The newly synthesized area is GTP capped, so tightly bound. The older synthesized area, or the older area, is GDP bound. Okay? So easy to disassemble. So this is the negative end, this is the positive end. See? The next phase. It keeps on elongating from this side and shrinking from this side. Disassembly here and assembly here. So assembly, positive end. Disassembly, negative end. So the dynamic instability can be blocked, or the molecular transportation could be blocked if you either inhibit assembly or disassembly. Okay?
So Professor, the ones that disassemble from the back part are the ones that are same as the regular ones?
Okay? Though they both inhibit the microtubular transportation or mechanisms, but how? One inhibits the assembly, the other one inhibits the disassembly. Okay, so see, this area now has moved farther. Instead of this end now it is farther away. Now this is an animation. If you're interested, just take some time and visit this site. This is a good animation for the dynamic instability. Now, as a therapeutic target, have a look. Vinblastine or vincristin or olivin, any vinca alkaloid, binds at the positive end and inhibits assembly. Okay? Binds at the outside of the positive end and inhibits assembly. The Taxol or paclitaxel, docetaxel, they bind towards the negative end from inside and inhibit disassembly. So what is the effect? Microtubular transport is inhibited. So the natural resource, the natural compounds continue. Bleomycin, etoposide, and L-asparaginase. Bleomycin produces free radical injury and brings about the breaks in the DNA strand. So one important notion was bleomycin blows away the DNA. Okay? That's how you can remember. Blows away the DNA. It just makes multiple breaks in the DNA strands. So acute toxicity is allergy and hypotension. Hypotension is usually because of the allergic reaction. Delayed toxicity, mucositis, skin toxicity means alopecia or blistering, okay? And pulmonary fibrosis, this is peculiar, okay? Uses lymphomas, germ cell means what? Reproductive tract, seminomas and things like that. Head and neck, so testicular cancer and head and neck. Etoposide is epiphotophyllotoxin and inhibits topoisomerase 2. We'll see what is topoisomerase 2 and 1. Nausea, vomiting, and hypotension is similar. Alopecia, myelosuppression, pretty similar. Major uses of the lung, NHL means non-Hodgkin's lymphoma and gastric cancer. L-asparaginase is a serum enzyme, deprives the growing cell, the fast-growing cancer cell, of an essential amino acid. Okay, then acute toxicity is nausea and allergy because it's a protein. So remember, any protein, the most important adverse effect is hypersensitivity. Okay, because it's a foreign protein. Hepatotoxicity, depression, pancreatitis, and nephrotoxicity. Okay, uses are lymphocytic leukemia.
Oh, not all.
Sorry?
I thought all.
No. Not all. It's ALL. Okay? So these are topoisomerases. What are the differences in topoisomerases? Topoisomerase 1 deals with one strand. Okay? Topoisomerase 2 deals with both or two strands. Okay? Not the second. Two. Okay? So it produces nick in a single strand of DNA and religates. Okay? We discussed last time what is the importance. Whereas topoisomerase type 2, it creates nicks in both and swivels them to fit again. Hormones, as an example, I think hormones you are able to understand because it's simple physiology. Okay? Glucocorticoids, toxicity should be Cushing's. Uses in why? Because they are immunosuppressants. So immune cell neoplasms, leukemia, lymphoma, and multiple myeloma. Okay? Tamoxifen is a selective estrogen receptor modulator. Okay? Selective estrogen receptor modulator. Okay? If you really want to understand, yes, at the back. If you are not interested, you can leave. I really don't mind. Okay? But let others understand what they are doing here. Okay? Or otherwise, when you open the book, it blows away the brain. Yeah?
Blows away.
Yeah? So remember the importance, what we are discussing here, so that the brain doesn't blow away, you know.
The doctor.
Yes.
Why didn't you write, like, there's not a lot of writing in the slides, but sometimes it's going to be hard to understand.
Sorry?
It'll be hard to understand your slides.
Why?
Because there's not a lot of writing.
That's even better.
So you just want to memorize without understanding.
No. This is just an adjunct. That's why. If you want me to just copy and paste the textbook, it's of no use.
So we have to open the textbook. Which textbook are you referring from?
Doctor, is there a textbook?
Sorry?
Which textbook do you use?
I'll give you the reference. So my all lectures do bear the references. So selective estrogen receptor modulators. Please. So hot flushes because it's estrogen, and you're inhibiting some of the estrogen receptors. So hot flushes, vaginal bleeding, proper bolus. Okay. So it is used in breast cancers which are estrogen receptor positive. Leuprolide is a gonadotropin releasing hormone analog, okay? And since it's a gonadotropin, what are the gonadotropins? LH and FSH. So if you give an analog of LH and FSH, what will happen? A sustained level of GnRH will inhibit the pulsatile release of GnRH. You know that?
But doesn't function as a GnRH.
No. Okay. So it's a negative feedback. Okay. Yeah. So a sustained level of GnRH will inhibit the pulsatile release of GnRH and the stimulation of the gonadal tissues. So again, the result would be similar to inhibition. So hot flushes, impotence, and gynecomastia. And the uses are in prostate cancer. Glutamide is an anti-androgen. Okay, so it will bring about gynecomastia and can also be hepatotoxic. Yes? What is gynecomastia? So excessive growth of breast in men. Okay, excessive growth of breast in men. Okay, gyneco means female. Mastia means a condition of breast, having breast. So having feminine breast in men. Okay, this is gynecomastia. And the uses are in prostate cancer. Yes?
Tamoxifen is used for?
Breast cancer.
No, well, what about gyneco?
Okay? This is for, well, when you talk about gynecomastia, you are talking about men.
Why do they get gynecomastia from flutamide? Since it's used for prostate cancer.
What you were doing when we were explaining this? You were discussing something with your neighbor.
I was discussing a question.
Okay. So, you know that a sustained release of a agonist at the hypothalamic or pituitary level leads negative feedback. Okay? For agonistic activity, if you give the same drug in a pulsatile manner, it will be an agonist. And if you give it in a sustained non-pulsatile manner, it will be an inhibitor. Okay? So that's how it inhibits the hormone release. Okay? If you are interested, we can take the immunoglobulins in the next lecture. Okay. But then we need to understand some relevant, information. Yes, please. There are certain drugs which are pro-drugs. Okay, I have listed them for you. You can very well go and disadvantages of current chemotherapy. Now these are the adverse effects and disadvantages. Could be of importance to your MCQ. So have an idea.
Please give us.
Yeah, I'm just giving you the information. Yeah. Remember these info. Maybe you will be asked. So destruction rather than reversal of pathology. As we already understood in the last lecture, it destroys the malignant tissue rather than corrects the underlying pathology. Okay? So this is a drawback. Total elimination of mutant cell is not possible. That's why cancers can emerge and re-emerge. Okay? Adverse effects are numerous because of their low selectivity. okay, of the anti-cancer, but they are low selective, and they are low selectivity. They can target the normal as well as abnormal cells. And being smart, the cancer cells develop